Hi guys, so good to see you. My name is Melissa Joyce. If you have not joined me before, then welcome to my channel. And if you have, thank you for joining me again. Today is going to be a day when we are talking about dry shampoo. And we are going to be specifically putting this Oscar Blandi dry shampoo spray called Pronto to the test. But not only putting it to the test, we are going to put it up against probably everybody's OG dry shampoo, probably the first one they ever tried, and that is Batiste. This is my usual go-to with the XX volume. I have flat, straight hair. I try to get as much volume as I can, and this right here is day 2 hair. So we are going to do one side of my head with the Batiste, one side of my head with the Oscar Blandi Pronto that I received in my January BoxyCharm subscription box, and compare the two. As I always do when I do a review, I'm going to talk a little bit about the company, a bit about this product, and then give you my thoughts and my review on it. Oscar Blandi. I had not heard of this brand before receiving this in my BoxyCharm subscription, and that's always kind of fun because one of the things about subscription boxes is that you get to find out more about brands, discover brands that you didn't know anything about before. Researching this was more difficult than I expected it to be. So not the brand itself. I, went and searched Oscar Blandi and I discovered that he is a stylist that came from Italy, I believe. I should remember that, 30 years ago, and opened up his first salon in the Plaza Hotel. And as it became more famous, he then expanded and moved into a new location. And he has a spa and salon that is like 11,000 square feet, I think it said. It is the largest salon in New York City. And he talks about the clientele that he has, lots of famous people, Jessica Alba, Jennifer Garner, Naomi Watts, Vanessa Hudgens, and randomly Jimmy Fallon is thrown in there. I just guess to show that dudes go there too. They talk about all the salon services they have, although they do not tell you the price on the website. And I was super curious to find out how much a top-end salon in New York City costs to get like your hair done. But they didn't have that. They have all the magazine covers that he's done. They talk about how he curates his team in the salon with him. So there were all that information there, and that's on oscarblandi.com. It did have a page of some of the products that you could get in the salon, and that's where I thought I was going to find this, but I actually did not. So I thought, well, that's interesting. Okay, where do I go next? So I was Googling this product, and pages were coming up like Ulta and Kohl's, and I saw Sephora came up, and I thought, okay, so if I was to buy this in Sephora at the Canada store, how much would it be? Because my BoxyCharm subscription tells me that this is a $23 product, but often those things are more expensive in Canada. It did not have this exact product on the Sephora Canada site. There were Oscar Blandi dry shampoos, but they were a different branding on them. They were a dark brown bottle and they were a larger size, but they were $33 to buy his dry shampoo in Sephora Canada. So then I was looking for this specifically, and most of the sites have his dry shampoo with a different branding on it. So I was getting frustrated because I couldn't actually find where you would buy this specific one anywhere. And I started to think, like, is this old branding? Is that why they put this out? Are they trying to get rid of leftover products? So I went back to my BoxyCharm card and found that it is a full-size product. It is 3.2 ounces. And it is on blondiproducts.com, which there was no link to as far as I saw. Maybe I just wasn't looking closely from the oscarblandi.com site. So I went on over there and they did have this product listed at the $23, but it was not available. There were a lot of their products that were not available. So all this to say that if I loved this, specifically this, it wouldn't be an easy product to find. So just putting that out there, that it took a little bit more digging than it usually does to find information about this product. But with all that being said, let's talk about the product itself. As I mentioned, it is 3.2 ounces, and in the States it retails for $23. Couldn't find out how much that was in Canada. That would be closer to high 20s if you did the exchange rate, as compared to good old Batiste, which is 6.76 fluid ounces, and I buy this here in Canada for $6. So it is more than twice the product for a quarter of the amount. So this has to be 4 times as good for it to be a good value. Interestingly, it gives the OscarBlandi.com website on here, which is not the one where the product is for sale. It's just confusing. Like, I wish some of these brands would just get a little more organized for consumers who want to buy from them. I'm going to take my hair down and do half of my day 2 hair with one and half with the other. Now, usually when I use dry shampoo on day 2, I tend to spray the product into my hair, put it up in a loose ponytail, and let the product absorb while I go on and do the rest of my makeup. It just sort of gives it a chance to suck up some of the oils with the white cast and everything on it, and then I come back and rub it in and brush it out and everything else, but I give it a little bit more time. Is that even? It's pretty even. So you can see how flat and straight my hair is. So there's a little bit more hair on this side, so I'm going to use this side with the Oscar Blandi, and we're going to use that first. And I'm going to try to do this in the viewfinder, because usually what I do is sections of my hair. Also going to close my laptop so I don't get dry shampoo all over it. I don't usually do this while sitting on my bed. That smells like lemons, which is nice. So it feels wet. I don't see a huge amount of white cast on it. Okay. First impression, not a huge amount of white cast. It does give a much wetter feeling. And I'll show you the other side of my hair with Batiste to show you the difference. So you can see how white cast this tends to come out. This is not my best dry shampoo application, that's okay. This is a much drier formulation. I'm gonna massage it in right away and talk about the difference. I gave my sister her first bottle of dry shampoo for Christmas. She wanted to try dry shampoo. She'd never done it before. And I guess I hadn't realized how different hair is. I gave her some of this, but my sister has much, I don't want to say frizzier hair, that's not right, but hers actually has a lot more texture to it. And she commented on how crazy this made her hair when she used it. I guess I didn't really think about the fact that she doesn't need the XXL volume, so different products for different folks. So my initial first impressions is that it is a nice product. The pros of it, from my initial first impression, are that it has a beautiful smell. This lovely lemony smell is quite nice. It makes my hair feel clean. This is definitely better than the Batiste XXL if you have frizzier hair to start with, because it makes it feel a lot smoother. You don't really feel the product in your hair, it just kind of feels cleaner. Whereas on this side, and I mean it is the XXL volume, but you really feel the powderiness in the hair a bit more. It gives your hair a lot more texture. Also, I don't know if this is the fault of the dry shampoo or not, but this side is having a lot more static going on with it than this side is. What I am going to do is keep this on throughout the day, see how oily or greasy or how well my hair does, and then I will come back at the end of the day and give you my final thoughts. See you soon. It is the end of the night. Not the end of the night, it's like 7:30, so it's probably about 10 and a half hours since I put on the dry shampoo, and I have some thoughts to share. My first thought is that this dry shampoo, the Oscar Blandi one, it has a scent to it. So this is neither a positive or a negative, or it is a positive or a negative depending on how you feel about scent. I really like the lemon smell that this has, so I enjoyed it. And I will say that probably for about maybe an hour after you put this on, you will smell that as you sort of move your head about, as you sort of get wafts of it from your hair, you will smell that lemon. So if you, like me, enjoy, you know, pleasant smells from your beauty products and your hair products, you will like that. If you are somebody who is sensitive to artificial smells or smells in your beauty product, you will not like that. As far as how this performed through the day as compared to the Batiste dry shampoo, they had fairly similar performances. I mean, I wouldn't look at this and say that one side is necessarily oilier or cleaner than the other. Actually, neither side is looking that great right now. I think I usually do a heavier application of dry shampoo when I am using it. Also, I had my hair pulled down and back today, and I think that is making everything look a little bit flatter. I was out for a walk in the wind and I just needed to pull it back. But they both look pretty much the same. What I will say is on the Batiste side, I feel like the texture and the grit of the dry shampoo a little bit more. Like there's almost a powdery feeling, like you can tell the powder was put in the hair. And the Oscar Blandi side, Blandi side just feels cleaner. Like you don't feel that kind of texture in it. My thoughts on these products and whether it is a thumbs up or a thumbs down for you is going to depend on how much value you put on price versus performance. I will say that I do think that this is a better product. I think it probably leaves your hair feeling cleaner. As I said, it's nicely scented. I think it's probably a better product than this is if you were just purely putting performance against each other. So if you are somebody with a lot of disposable income, somebody where price doesn't matter for you in terms of getting a product like dry shampoo, then I would say this is the better product. If you are someone like me and you tend to be a little bit thriftier, or if you're like me and somebody calling you cheap isn't necessarily an insult, I tend to be thrifty. What can I say? I would end up going for this because of the huge price difference between the two. Because this is so much more affordable for a fairly comparable performance, I am more likely to choose this dry shampoo. So if you have all the disposable income in the world or you don't have to worry about price, then this is a better product and I would probably pay for this. If you are somebody who has to think about where you are spending your money, then I probably would not go for high-end dry shampoos. I would probably save my money to spend on things like foundations or skincare or something where I think it's going to make more of a difference. So I hope you enjoyed this review today. If you did, please consider giving me a thumbs up. That would be wonderful. If you have not subscribed and want to do so, you can click on my face at the end of this video. There will also be another video suggested for you at the end of this one. And if you have any comments to leave, if you have thoughts on dry shampoo that would be better value, maybe it's closer to this price but performs better, then leave it in the comments below. I always respond to every comment that I get on my videos. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you again next time. Bye.